I know, and that's my problem with you. Is like the wrap up is the wrap up is determined upon Mr. Unslaved's start time. I don't respect that.
Well, you don't have to respect it, Tommy. It is what it is.
I know I don't have to. Why do you think you have to tell me that stuff, Benton?
Okay, you're right, Tommy.
Tommy, you're the smartest guy I know.
It's not that I'm right. It's that we agree on the truth, Benton. Say it right. I'm not necessarily as correct as we agree on the rules that no man writes. This is why Paul doesn't realize he's lost yet, because the battle we're on is on a battlefield we cannot create like his panel god mod powers. This is what Yella sees.
Paul,
this
you are
is
now
what Yella
corrected.
respects.
Now you can live according to what you're supposed to.
And you're the same old yes man, Nubs. Just like the old footage I've been going through, you never changed, you fence building nobody.
He's now sitting at home all day going through footage of us to make more points to prove he's honorable.
I'm not calling shots. I am speaking on the rules we do not write, that will always be as long as consciousness bestows hairless monkeys. I am the truth, only to balance out the falsity that Paul has brought to these streets.
Hey, this is another person down there, I am the Dow, that was whining yesterday that they've paid me in the past. So if I have no value and I'm such a slug, why are you sending donations while hating on me? It's kind of bizarre. I must be your daddy.
I am the towel.
Send me like your money because I have so much value and you're here watching me and I have so much space in your internals.
Right, but the towel does value.
So like every single one of you at some
value.
point has given me money. I don't give you any of you shit. I just come on and do what I do.
You
and
don't
I
give
bring value.
anybody shit.
No, but I bring value with who I am and what I know, and that's enough.
Yeah, you bring value as the relativity that I can bring value again. That's your value.
Because I won't love you a certain way. You're pathetic.
I would. No, I don't need your love because what your love is not love.
You're pathetic.
This is not love, people. I would be Casey Jones whooping the Foot Clan trainer's ass saying, you think this is love? You call this family? I'm Casey fucking Jones to your love. I'm a dirty dude with a hockey mask beating your ass.
There's celebrators who give me contributions, and there's haters who give me contributions.
Let me tell them why I gave you fiat currency, Paul. To make sure you heard the same shit you're hearing now. No, it's so you couldn't ignore the chat like you used to create a chat.
In this world, and of course you would support that because you ain't shit.
I don't support you. I battle you.
Until I didn't love you, and now you want to go back to
I just said why you're not love, and you're still clinging to fake love.
You're not love able the same way
you know who else? You know who else exhumes fake love? Shaitan. Shaitan will say Shaitan loves you. And I say, get behind me, Shaitan. Y'all need to get your faces like me. Stoic. Like a man. What do you got, Paul? You got the silence washing over us with your love. You've got the silent love of Shaitan to wash over us all.
You want me to
and
read
just
the emails,
like the others, you're waiting for me to talk.
Filibuster, you fuck slave. You want me to read the emails? How you fucking beg me to love you like a hoe, and I don't even answer. And you send a dozen of them at a time, begging me to love you, and then I have to block you on all social media, and then you send me dollar cash apps to send me personalized messages. So I had to block you on Cash App because you tried to pay me to send messages to love you.
Here's $5, rich man. Stay away from my channel.
You fake ass punk ass hoe.
And Paul is really friends with both of his parents.
Shut him up so he'll
Paul's
keep
parents have a real
filibustering and I
marriage.
can't say anything to show who he is. He doesn't want anyone to know who he really is, a broken child who emails me dozens of times and I don't answer, begging me in paragraphs to love him and work with him like Talcott and the rest, gives me money, then I block him on everything. So he sends me cash apps so he can communicate with me through the message area.
Yeah, to let
He's
you know
that
that's
fucking desperate for daddy's love.
Man, we've had this same argument here several times now.
Oh, we've looped it, you say? We've looped this argument? Is Paul looping?
That you sent me dozens of emails, try to get me to love you, and then when I block
let me know when I can respond, Paul.
Because you're a broken hoe who needs a daddy.
Paul,
you love your daddy.
I will touch on all of that if you STFU for me to reply.
If I can start working at 2.
See, he's only going to be quiet while I'm quiet, just like that great London man video showed. That as soon as I start to reply to what he says, he's going to chime the fuck back in.
You're deflecting, narcissist.
Okay, I'm sitting here in front of all our oppositions or friends, whatever they want to stand as, saying I'm going to answer the question.
Message me on social media
and send me money
to get your daddy to love you. And someone hold him to the damn questions.
Benton, hold me to the answer. Like, give me the silence and the knowing there's not going to be an interruption to reply. Do I have the host's word?
I don't even know what's going on at this point, other than the ratings are down.
Oh, convenient confusion from my brother. Yes, convenient confusion, my brother I love.
No, I'm actually kind of dumb, Tommy. And I've been broadcasting for 6 hours, sir.
Answer the question, Tom. There's nothing but space and opportunity. We're all quiet.
Well, I wouldn't say. I say Benton's actually really intelligent. He's not
the question, stupid. Tom. There's plenty of space and opportunity. Deflecting liar. You do this with your women and children. That's why you don't have any. And Provo child won't soon either. And neither will the rest of the newlywed, newly giving birth folks who can't answer a damn straight question, but talk for 45 fucking minutes about nothing.
So let me ask the real owner of this channel,
answer
Paul.
The fucking
Paul,
question.
Can I have your silence to answer your question since it's your channel?
Lying ass bitch with no face because you won't look nobody in the eye ever. Lying ass hoe.
Oh, what happened there, Paul?
Answer the question, bitch. Did you email me dozens of times to get my love and I didn't answer? Did you message me on social medias and got blocked? Did you send me money to get my love and I had to block you on Cash App? Punk ass bitch.
You're asking a Joe Cool question where you're implying the answer you want, but I will answer the true answer. And that is, Paul, I emailed you because of that email you give at the bottom of your screen every episode of your show, your broadcast. And I've answered this question on everybody's channel that's had the nerve to say I'm obsessed with you. So would you like that answer? Or do you want it the future times you'll try and play this against me? That's what I want to know. Do I have to answer this every time in the future? Because this ain't the first time. You're a little boy who's looking for love. And I tried to give it to you, not as a daddy.
You're still deflecting and not answering.
I'm not deflecting. We're answering it. It's not a TikTok answer.
Let me just
have you heard me? Oh, we're going to bring the emails up on the news.
Read them one by one, you punk ass bitch.
How come you'll front Moose's emails, but you've never fronted my emails?
Do I have your permission to read your private begging communications to me that I never answered?
Did you ask your producer's permission?
Do I have your permission to share them, punk ass bitch? You got nothing.
No, I'll share them because I don't believe you'll share them right. I'll share them.
Go ahead, read every one of them, and I'll go over them with you, you punk ass bitch.
No, I'll do it on my show, and then you can restream my show. You can restream my reading of it.
You don't have a show.
I do. You're stupid, Nubs. Why are you back? I've been talking about my show as much as I've been talking about Paul's answer.
Go over the emails, fuckface. Start. Go. Pull them up, or I'm going to start reading them.
So in 7 months,
I'm going to start reading the Gulag Archipelago.
There we go.
Now everybody's interrupting you. They're interrupting your answer, Paul. It's your channel, Paul.
Around, folks.
It's your channel, Paul.
6 months, so now I'll fucking out you because you want.
In 7 months, I sent Paul 11 emails.
For me to wait for you to stop acting like a hoe.
This is the answer.
Right.
And in that 7 months of 11 emails of things like, Paul, you cannot combine. He's talking over me. I showed my face. He's talking over me. Manel, do you see why women aren't always my worst thing, but how women, when I say women can't lead a church, it's because not all men could lead a church. And I'm even Zing. I gave him the Z. Let me get my headphones. I'll put my headphones on. I'll give the Z. I'll be like, Paul, don't you get it? Z is one of my co-hosts. Don't you get it? Now, in 7 months, I sent Paul 11 emails. And think about what kind of space that would take for 11 emails over 7 months. And these emails were about, dude, you can't be preaching truth and Jesus and combine that to, this is my income, this is my
preliminary humiliation was another approach. In the famous cellars of the Rostov-on-the-Don GPU, which were lit by lens-like insets of thick glass in the sidewalk above the former storage basement, prisoners awaiting interrogation were made to lie down for several hours in the main corridor and forbidden to raise their heads or make a sound. They lay this way like Muslims at prayer until the guard touched a shoulder and took them off to interrogation. Another case, at the Lubyanka, Alexandra O. refused to give the testimony demanded of her. She was transferred to Lefortovo. In the admitting office, a woman jailer ordered her to undress, allegedly for a medical examination, took away her clothes, and locked her in a box naked. At that point, the men jailers began to peer through the peephole and to appraise her female attributes with loud laughs. If one were systematically to question former prisoners, many more such examples would certainly emerge. They all had but a single purpose: to dishearten and humiliate. Any method of inducing extreme confusion in the accused might be employed. Here is how FIV from some place in Moscow province was interrogated. During the interrogation, the interrogator, a woman, undressed in front of him by stages, a striptease, all the time continuing the interrogation as if nothing were going on. She walked about the room and came close to him and tried to get him to give in. Perhaps this satisfied some personal quirk in her, but it may also have been cold-blooded calculation, an attempt to get the accused so muddled that he would sign. And she was in no danger. She had her pistol and she had her alarm bell. Intimidation was very widely used and very varied. It was often accompanied by enticement and by promises, which were, of course, false. In 1924, if you don't confess, you'll go to some island. Anybody who confesses is turned loose. In 1944, which camp you'll be sent to depends on us. Camps are different. We've got hard labor camps now. If you confess, you'll go to an easy camp. If you're stubborn, you'll get 25 years in the mines. Another form of intimidation was threatening a prisoner with a prison worse than the one he was in. If you keep on being stubborn, we'll send you to Lefortovo. If you are in the Lubyanka, they'll find another way to talk to you there. You have already gotten used to things where you are. The regimen seems to be not so bad. And what kind of torments await you elsewhere? Yes, and you also have to be transported there. Should you give in? Intimidation worked beautifully on those who had not yet been arrested, but had simply received an official summons to the big house. He or she still had a lot to lose. He or she was frightened of everything, that they wouldn't let him or her out today, that they would confiscate his or her belongings or apartment. He would be ready to give all kinds of testimony and make all kinds of concessions in order to avoid these dangers. She, of course, would be ignorant of the criminal code. And at the very least, at the start of the questioning, they would push a sheet of paper in front of her with a fake citation from the code. I have been warned that for giving false testimony, 5 years of imprisonment. In actual fact, it's 2 years. For refusal to give testimony, 5 years. In actual fact, it is up to 3 months. Here, then, one more of the interrogator's basic methods has entered the picture and will continue to re-enter it. The lie. We lambs were forbidden to lie, but the interrogator could tell all the lies he felt like. Those articles of the law did not apply to him. We had even lost the yardstick with which to gauge. What does he get for lying? He could confront us with as many documents as he chose, bearing the forged signatures of our kinfolk and friends, and it would be just a skillful interrogation technique. Intimidation through enticement and lies was the fundamental method for bringing pressure on the relatives of the arrested person when they were called in to give testimony. If you don't tell us such and such, it's going to be worse for him. You'll be destroying him completely. How hard for a mother to hear that. Signing this paper pushed in front of the relatives is the only way you can save him, destroy him. Playing on one's affection for those one loved was a game that worked beautifully on the accused as well. It was the most effective of all methods of intimidation. It could break even a totally fearless person through his concern for those he loved. Oh, how foresighted was the saying, a man's family are his enemies. Remember the Tatar who bore his sufferings, his own and those of his wife, but could not endure his daughters. In 1930, Ramalis, a woman interrogator, used to threaten, "We'll arrest your daughter and lock her in a cell with syphilitics." And that was a woman. They would threaten to arrest everyone you loved. Sometimes this would be done with sound effects. Your wife has already been arrested, but her further fate depends on you. They are questioning her in the next room. Just listen. And through the wall, you can actually hear a woman weeping and screaming. After all, they all sound alike. You're hearing it through a wall, and you're under terrific strain and not in a state to play the expert on voice identification. Sometimes they simply play a recording of the voice of a typical wife, soprano or contralto, a labor-saving device suggested by some inventive genius. And then, without fakery, they actually show her to you through a glass door as she walks along in silence, her head bent in grief. Yes, your own wife in the corridors of state security. You have destroyed her by your stubbornness. She has already been arrested. In actual fact, she has simply been summoned in connection with some insignificant procedural question and sent into the corridor at just the right moment after being told, "Don't raise your head or you'll be kept here." Or they give you a letter to read, and the handwriting is exactly like hers. "I renounce you. After the filth they have told me about you, I don't need
Filibuster!
Country." Such letters as well you are left to ponder in your heart. Is that the kind of wife she really is?
Somebody sounds constipated.
Who's yelling?
Janet. Part of your enslavement, Janet Yellen, where you think the Federal Reserve is part of your government.
36 emails from Tommy.
How did Tommy's mic get back up?
36 emails from Tommy. I just counted. He's begging me for love.
36 emails.
You want to count them right now with me? You
want
want to count them?
Tommy,
How many does this look like?
This is wild.
How many does this
This
look
is
like?
wild.
How many? 1, 2, 3.
Stop voluming me and I'll stop shouting. That's I did not send him 36 emails. I'll bring up my screen.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Those aren't me. That's not me.
Not you. That's
no.
Not you. Okay.
Because the first time you tried to use the email numbers against me, I went to simple sent emails screen.
What is the first word of your email? What's the first word of your email?
Zombie Tom. It's in my fucking description, you fat fuck. You're not winning.
Now.
You're a liar.
You're lying. That's another email.
Projecting. So my email is not in my description, and that's not the email that has sent emails to you. Let the cards fucking fall indeed. That's what I've rested on since the beginning. We're going to go over them
right now. Are you going to go
because
over them?
My God's cards always fall, just like truth. Okay. That's why truth is my God, and my God is truth.
So really, I'm just programmed for hype right now because I.
That's not the first email. You're lying. That was the email response.
There's even more than
do not
this.
volume
I must have deleted some. There's even more. That's the first dated one I have.
Oh, I know you deleted some, just like you deleted some of your videos that I had you on.
I can't believe you kept contacting me when I wouldn't answer. You're like a stalker hoe. So here's 10-17.
With that narrative, Benton, what are you doing to me? Why is my voice gone?
Your first one. What's your first one?
Benton, you need to stop this. Yeah, you're doing the most offensive thing in the most vital time you've ever done.
I'm programmed for hype right now because I said.
Yeah, that's the response to everyone calling me a meth addict. That was the email response to, and I know why you deleted the first one because it showed you I was a ripped motherfucker.
I got jail stories and can expand on the philosophies.
Tommy, you're a ripped motherfucker.
These paragraphs.
Who was that? Who's this voice that asked if I'm a ripped motherfucker?
Deflection.
Are you a ripped motherfucker, Tommy?
There was a time I was a ripped motherfucker and sent Paul a picture of that along with the email that he's written. No! Let me answer the fucking question, you deflecting fool!
Doesn't exist, Tommy. Used to be supposedly ripped.
No, I have to say I used to be ripped to show that I'm not anymore, to show why it doesn't matter in the games that we're playing.
Was
that means his
that before the meth or after the meth that you were ripped?
And that's the point. That's the email he's reading. You stupid sabotaging, thinking you're helping.
You're interesting, buddy.
Right. So he admits that he sent me dozens of emails and then.
No, I admit that I sent you 11. That's a hater's dozen. I sent a hater's dozen to a hater.
Other men pictures of them in their best physique. You're a bizarre, blatant homosexual who needs a daddy. Are you kidding?
But I've been on numerous panels showing that picture to other people who try and say I'm a skinny meth addict.
Mi bambina, Juliana, shut up, you latent homosexual freak.
I need to shut up so I can't answer the questions you demand answers to. I'm answering your right-hand man and you tell me to shut up.
This is why we can't have nice things in the world.
What you say is we can't have nice things. You're saying this is why you can't have full control over all of YouTube.
Paul, let me send you a dozen emails and pictures of me when I was
haters dozen. Haters dozen. That's 11. Haters dozen.
I'm glad this all came out now. You sound like a bitch. I should have brought it out.
It came out a long time ago. That's why you sound like a bitch.
Acting like a hoe. You don't want to move on and stop acting like a hoe and putting on a front here. I'm just going to expose you the way you claim you're going to do with me.
No, you originally tried to expose me, and I exposed that it's not exposable because there's nothing about me to expose. We covered it. All these streets know the truth if they had eyes and ears to hear it.
Never knew about the part you just admitted to of you sending me pictures of you being ripped, you fucking homo.
Well, with your narrative, it never wins. Nothing wins as long as your narrative is in play. That's what I'm battling.
Why would you send it to me when I didn't ask for it? I don't want to see you naked, you fucking homo.
Did I send you nude pics or did I send the pic that everyone's seen that you're everyone has seen the pic you're talking about? Because I use it because it's the best picture that's ever been taken of me. It was in the very second.
I want to see that. Why?
To show you that you're spreading lies and you're manipulating people's ideas of each other and that you're not the truth, that you are the shaitan you claim to battle.
So because I say you're an insane drug addict, you're going to send me pictures of you in your best shape ever? It's bizarre.
But that's your loop. That's your loop.
You're bizarre.
Okay, so what I showed up this time to say is you're on your loop that you did last night. Anyone that is your enemy, that you've determined your enemy, you go and recite the same thing. These people are crazy. They hate their freedom. They're crazy people. They're addicts. You just say it because enemy, not because you discern. You are a liar. You are a shaitan, and I am here to bring the balance of the darkness that you bring. I illuminate to bring the balance of Paul's darkness. And I don't need friends to do it. I just need...
more projection. It's exactly the inversion like you always do.
But it's not me, Paul. I do this at jobs. I do this on the street. I do this without internet.
You are a fraud. You are a false strength presentment. And when it comes out who and what you are, only fools will continue to listen to you. The majority
of folks projection. That
you're
is
perceived
projection.
as an insane, villainous person.
When people find out who you are, they won't listen to you. That's right.
Bit, buddy. Just do the Joker bit. Get it over with.
Yeah, you sound like your daddy last night.
Give me one reason I shouldn't have my man here pull your head off, clown.
Here's one reason. That's a physical bit that we can't do because I have no one to make the pencil disappear. There is no one for me. All I have in that bit is to say, I'm going to make this pencil disappear. And then there's nobody for me to slam their head off the table because you're not in front of me.
Shut up, slave.
You're right, Paul. I do need you to do that, make the pencil disappear. I specifically need you to make a pencil disappear. I need you for that. I need you to make a freedom seed disappear. I need you to make a knife disappear. I need you to make falseness. I need you to make lies disappear.
You want to make my dick disappear in your rectum because you're sending me pictures of how the fuck you look at your best. And I never asked for communications with you, let alone dozens, let alone pictures of you.
And that brings us back to having your email displayed on the bottom of your show. So you don't want the donations that your Cash App's also displayed next to that email.
Your bizarre ramblings. Shut the fuck up and get a life.
No, London Man showed that my rambling is far from bizarre and very articulate and with reason and meaning and purpose. And you've shown that you disrespect Jack Talcott's rightful damages check from the government you oppose, but you'll sit here and beg and have your Cash App displayed. And I just put a $sign in front of my screen name and you lost your shit.
Message number 10 still never answered him. He says, WTF,
no, he answered once.
WTF,
that was the first time I exploited you on your
skater bundle of sticks impersonating me, bro.
Don't do this, Benton.
You better let me handle him, bro. That's copyright or something. Man. I don't know. I'll ask.
That wasn't my email. You're lying. I never said that shit.
Also, Also, Illumitami said, if I send you this one lie you're caught in saying he emails you all the time, now you're talking about yourself in third person like it's like a crazy person.
No, you're proving how I beat Aaron last night. You're saying you have the same proof on me that Aaron claims he has that nobody buys into. Riddle me that, fucker.
I don't know where there's two dominants. Like two males trying to take over.
Just so you know, Benton's my brother and he's still defending you, Paul.
They all separate.
I'm not defending anybody. You're annoying the fuck out of me, Tommy.
Fuck you.
I know, and I won't give up on you, Benton. I gave up on Paul. I don't give up on you, Benton. You're confused.
These guys went to war with each other.
Pretty sure I'm not confused.
It was
well, you only step in when I'm speaking truth, and the more Paul lies, the more you're blocking for him. You're running a pick for him.
Happening.
Oh, here's an email where Tommy says he's just acting every time he comes on the Metaverse.
Here's a communication where Aaron says that he can save you all.
Want to hear the one where Tommy says everything he does on the Metaverse is acting class? Right.
And if it comes down to the worst,
are you talking about when I've openly talked about my years of
because it's going for your.
Hey, is that Paul? We're watching footage of Paul right now.
That's me right there.
No, look, Paul's standing up.
That's actually me on video, standing up right there. Okay, so there you go. I completed the challenge. That's me standing up for freedom.
No, you're doing the thing where you'll try and own it on your terms, but when somebody says it to you, you're deeply hurt and offended, and you try to own it.
Here's Tommy. I'm not sure you get it, man. You
know what? One day when you're walking down the road,
I hope you're running your life. It's just acting.
You got guys behind you.
No one's
ain't just one.
Me. No
contact. You got to judge by that shadow if they're looking to jump or not.
Because
they'll jump.
See, Paul is taking it. Hey, Benton, can we chill on the fish tank for a second? If you're so like not against me, can we chill on the fish tank?
And sometimes you go without a trace. Amelia Earhart's a really good example. Famous woman, right? Pilot, wanted to fly around the world.
See, this is my real depression, Paul. My real depression is like,
find her plane. We can't
I
find
keep
her.
telling my dad that I have faith in all you people, and you keep telling me I'm wrong.
A lot of people think Japanese World War II.
When you say everything on here's you
I'm trying to work on that, Paul, but Benton's working against us, and you have the power to stop him.
People from your enemy.
Maybe you copy a fake ass bitch on the Metaverse, and we won't
I
have
would
a
be
problem.
driving them around, being like, "Yeah, we caught this bitch right here. Thought she could fly over our airspace. She did, but they didn't. They haven't, and no one's
graphics. Airsoft Fatty isn't getting the respect that he wants.
Better plane. Bigger guns, no power didn't find her. Who's to say he didn't make her land?
Oracle, you are new. That's why sometimes you need to check that chat. A lot of you are newer than you think, and you need to check what you got to say about things.
If she looked for the shadows of the plane, if she were observant of her whole area, not just what's in front of her.
Like one thing me and Paul have in common is we learned of all your channels together.
I'm stuck in my dick, Tom, now that you look like a bitch.
And unlike a game theory,
have you informed everyone that I look like a bitch? Because I'm still day one. I still got the tenacity of day one. What's your problem?
Play like a Kyle from the life of a Kyle.
Look at your old man that you tricked.
I look like a bitch, don't I? Wouldn't you love to fuck this bitch?
That's gross. I'm surprised your old lady's still around. But whenever your old lady gets tired of you, Paul takes them that old.
I don't discriminate.
I do.
I'm sure you do. You're a discriminatory, bigoted, divided motherfucker. You're hateful. You're not loving.
Well, my father put us here to discern those discriminations and know when it's justified.
Tell us all about it, Tommy.
Tommy, get out of your fucking way, Tommy.
I'm not in my way. You're in my way. Like, before you guys showed up today, I had everyone encapsulated by words that are not mine.
You keep your limbs. You stay alive. That's what matters in a fight, not your dignity.
Like, if you put me in Airsoft Fatty's body, same regulate.
Let me tell you something. Even the most blatant racists on this earth could walk around dropping hard R's every fucking day. Soon
I'm
time your
gonna
attack.
prepare and do
We'll
a
be more
couple
than happy to
hours.
fight you down.
Yeah, go ahead and run. You see where it's going. Go ahead
I'm
and
not
run.
running this because it's a bunch of nonsense at this point.
Have
You're
a
an
good day,
insane.
Yeah,
Paul.
go where you're free to talk about me where I don't care to show up. Go where you're free to do that, Paul.
No, it'll be fine because I'm gonna read your emails now. How you suck my dick in public.
Yeah, that's a bitch move because I'm going to read them too.
Because you don't want to be.
Just make sure they're the right emails because I can verify which are mine and which aren't. Make sure you read the right emails.
With me then, bitch boy, and let's out you for all the bullshit you put on here for.
But you forget, Paul, the first time I ever showed you up was showing those emails, and you denied your response to my emails.
I didn't ask you what already happened. I said, come over, ho, and go over them one by one with me.
And if you do that, it's going to hurt because I've never sent an email I'm not willing to read.
If it hurts your little bitch ass feelings when you've been talking all this
shit. It won't.
Shit,
I've never done anything on panels or privately that I'm not willing to stand on.
Now you want to, now instead of being offensive and defensive, you want to be contrite and backpedal because you know.
No, that's your game. I've always been doing this. That isn't a game.
You with truth. You never sound like this with this
energy. So you want to control the narrative like you're still doing.
Boy, the same way
you want to have an explanation for anything I say. Yeah, that's new.
Fake shit on the metaverse. We know it's fake.
I can't lose, Paul, because you're the one doing it to yourself. I only try and show those that have eyes and ears to see and hear.
Meet me at the cross streets, Tommy says every other day. Meet me at the cross.
Yeah, they know why I say that. Tell us why I say that. Explain it. Just like my emails. Tell us. I told you in the emails why I say it.
You fake hard and you ain't shit. You're a punk.
I told you in the emails let the dead bury the dead, and you've never said it again because you got showed up. So let's read those emails. Well, Jeep Girl, you've never witnessed things you've sat right in front of. That's your lack of discernment. That's your lack of comprehension.
Deflection.
No, this is not deflection. And just so you know, Paul, I've never used reverse psychology on you. Even though you tried to say you're not going to reverse psychology, I never have. I've never used reverse psychology on you.
You're a backpedaling bitch because you know you need to be because I'm going to show you for who and what you are, not all that.
And you're a narrative controlling bitch, and everyone knows that if anybody's backpedaling, it's the guy with the loud bike bell.
But I ain't got nothing
to worry about. You're backpedaling because you got the loudest bike bell.
Because I'm out in the open. I stand on truth.
All right, ratings are down, Tommy.
One who's worried.
Ratings are down. So Paul said he was going to go hang out for a couple hours and then do his broadcast. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, no, I'm going to prepare now and I'm going to go on for a couple hours. I always say that, and then we do 8. But I'd rather just probably do a couple hours today unless it really calls to stay. You know, if anything happens, I'll move with it. I don't really have anywhere I have to be. But, you know, this twisting and looping sickness on here that never really gets to anything a lot of times is, you know, taxing on the beingness.
Yeah, amen. Couldn't agree more. They liked it for a while, but then people start dropping out. Yeah.
So Provo Kid said he was leaving before. He's back 15 minutes later. I guess he took care of his life, like he said. I'm going to go drive around and take care of my life, and he's back here with my name and likeness in his mouth, in his mind and heart constantly. Do you folks ever get a life or a purpose or meaning or any respect from women and children or a deep loving care that you can share at any time? Or is it just whatever the fuck else you do, game, ride around town, then come on here to shit on me? It's pretty pathetic, huh? Provo Child, Tom, all the rest of you. You're all the same personality, whether you know it or not.
I never shit on you, man.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking about mostly the soy boy beta boys who play who play fake hard on the internet and present false strength. But we know they're bitch boys everywhere in real life. So what's the point?
Absolutely. I know. They're just going around in circles. Literally.
He's at a lovely outdoor event right now, kicking back, yeah, and watching me and thinking about me. Thank you for your worship, dumb slave. You put your time, energy, attention on me. You give me all that dark energy. I transmute it, and I put light back out for the people. So you're at an outdoor event focused on me. I'm here making a living and creating a career for myself and a standing and correcting the record and making content out of soy boys like you. Isn't life great?
Yes. That's good. I like that.
You're watching Benton's channel, but even Benton has pretty much said without even saying, it doesn't really have to be said, that I'm a highlight even on Benton's channel.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've said that before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is a low light of Benton channel because he is a low life. So nobody checks for you. Nobody says, is Provo Child going to be on Benton's channel? No one's checking for you anywhere, pretty much. That's why you tell everyone unsubscribe, because you know they ain't gonna. It's reverse psychology, more Tommy bullshit. So I'm a highlight every channel I go to. You're a low light because you're a low life.
Although to be fair, Paul, Tommy has been a highlight here as well, I must say.
Yeah, because of his insanity. You know,
But
the highlights of the Jerry Springer show are dysfunctional folks who yell and scream and have no actual purpose and meaning. It's a highlight in a sense, but it's a highlight because it's an extreme example of a low life, someone living very low to the ground like a lizard reptile creature with no real heart.
But I show your channels everywhere I go because when I learn something from every one of you, I appreciate it. So I share what I encounter. So I respect you all. Difference of opinions, perspective. And that is where I stand.
See, when you're a broken child in life, you go to outdoor events and sit on a phone trying to provoke people to give you some kind of acknowledgement and attention. That same acknowledgement and attention you didn't get from your mommy and daddy, and obviously from the creational force. So that's what you live for. You think there's power in that. Every place you go to get power, you wind up losing it and don't get it. So great job. You are provoking again. That's your purpose, to be a provoking kid, a provoking child, because you're a broken child who never got validation and attention, and now you need it from your daddy on the metaverse. How pathetic.
Well, I got something to say real quick while Paul's here. Is early on in the broadcast, we covered Paul and Drew from Paul's broadcast last night. And I don't fuck with Paul because of his personality or whatever his charms may be. It's very specific ideas and the way he communicates those ideas. And much of that was on display in that back and forth between himself and Chalk Body Outline. So I need to get that out there. That's important.
Well, Provo Child says now he runs me and I'm his hamster. That's fine. I'll be your hamsterberry. Instead of your huckleberry, I'm your little hamsterberry. So come on over when I go live soon, since you got nothing better to do at an outdoor event with your family than watch me and try to provoke me. Come on over to the panel because you're not banned over there, and you can come on up and show everyone how you own me and how you're my owner and I'm your little hamsterberry. That might be my new phone. I might like go in business. They hit me up. They want me to promote some 5G Verizon phone and get a whole bunch of fiat, but I turn it down like everything else. I might actually find somebody out there to create a phone. I got a lot of ideas, and it'll be called the Hamsterberry instead of Blackberry. I don't know. We're workshopping still. We're brainstorming. Maybe you could be part of that. Oh wait, you don't have a brain, so yeah, forget it.
Is that Nubs in the bottom right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. I kind of came on. Honestly, I had some questions. I really want to. I mean, I know I can look all this stuff up, but what better to do than talk to somebody who's done it themselves, who's lived it and done it. But I'd like to know, what would be the minimum, monetary requirement to get started with, like, just a small, like the smallest version of, a microgreen bed or a if I wanted to talk about sprouts, I'd probably talk to Tribe. But yeah, it seems like your thing is the microgreens, right? Or am I mistaken?
Who's talking? Oh, what's up, man?
All right, Ben. I'll see you over there, man.
All right, sir. Thanks for stopping by.
To start anything, just grab some seeds.
Yeah.
You're looking for aquaponics, hydroponics. What are you looking for?
I mean, anything really, anything that'll. I've never even attempted to really start. So.
Yeah, I mean, some dirt in a bucket.
You find the eel?
Yes, Nubs.
What up, brother?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Have you been looking up websites? You've been looking up stuff on the internet? You want to start growing?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a little you know, a little research, shallow research over the last couple months, you know, but I haven't really gotten to talk to many people who've done it themselves. I think Lou's done it too, but Lou looks like he's away right now. But yeah. Shout out to Juliana. What up?
No, growing vegetables and shit super easy. You just put some seeds into the ground and wait for the Most High to take care of the rest of it. Water it when it needs it. I normally start my seeds in little like 6-packs or something like that. So, you know, that and some starter fertilizer or some starter dirt. You know, but realistically, to get something going, you'd probably be looking at $30 to $50.
Are you actually like? Is it just for personal use? You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't commercially grow anything as of right now. I've been looking into it, but until I get the place for commercial, I've been working on, you know, like aquaponics and stuff like that. But it is going to be a commercial implementation.
Are you familiar with this? What Gary's comment to do it on a new moon?
Yeah, that's a very good. There's a lot of information on that online.
Yeah, do you watch any channels in particular, like that organic gardening guy or
in the old books?
Honestly, I got the majority of my information I got from school. So I mean, that's probably not the answer you were looking for, but it's the answer I have.
Nubs, that's where it came from. We're from the older world where they used to teach this stuff.
Well, I went to school for horticulture specifically.
Oh, wow.
I went to a Steiner school where they taught us all the horticultural, metallurgy, woodworking, fabrics, how to spin fiber from hair. Come on.
I was listening. Hey, man, no.
Sorry, babe.
Oh, it's okay. I was just saying, I was listening to a chick earlier that went to a Waldorf school named Amanda Sage. She's a painter.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
people should look her up.
Steiner School is a Waldorf school?
Oh, yeah, man. God.
Yes, sir.
See, this
Waldorf.
is the connection. Oh, that's beautiful.
Like Waldorf Astoria?
I love it. Yes. Ich war in die Waldorfschule. Ich war da. I was there in Germany.
Yeah, I heard you say it was like a castle or something, Manel, when you were talking about it one day.
My school certainly was. Well, I was in 2 Waldorf schools, 2 of them. One in Berlin, and if you haven't been to Berlin, I don't know about now, I haven't been there for many years, but it has forests in the city.
I don't mean to interrupt, but that looks like Horde. That guy literally looked exactly like Horde. Was that not Horde?
I love.
You gotta rewind that like 10, 15 seconds. My bad, man.
Wow, look, I love. I've never mastered skateboards, but I truly respect that ability, man. That's just wow.
Longboards.
I've got a friend just in the next village who's a snowboarder. He's a Scottish boy, right? He's right at my age, right? And he freaking snowboards, right? And he's been all over the world. So have I. We've all been all over the world if we've travelled. And I think you know what I'm talking about here. So when you connect, when you realise this beauty. See, look at that. That movement. Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah, I got kind of traumatized from sketching on my friend's car and then him thinking it'd be funny to accelerate really fast and then me completely eating shit and cleaning the street with my face and then having a picture.
That's not good.
Yeah, I gotta show you all that picture one time. It's on my Facebook, I think, which I don't use for years now, but I think it's still up there. It's literally, it looks like I took my face and cleaned the floor, cleaned the street with it.
Oh yeah. So you had skid marks.
I've definitely done that once or 5 times
on your face.
Well, yeah, I was sketching on his car. Yeah, I was sketching like when you hold on to the back of the car, and he thought it'd be funny to take off.
Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah. Go on.
No, yeah, that's the story. It's dramatic.
But so, if we look at our life, it's movement. You know, that graceful movement, that flying, that dance. There it is. It is a dance. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, longboard.
Yeah, energy does flow. Gary Baxter says, energy flow causes rapid growth and makes for better product. Comprende?
You know, another thing you were talking about, another thing that I have found success is using copperware or just
Nubs, you're
roboting. You're roboting, Nubs.
Nubs, your connection's always crappy. Please come back. I want to hear what you've got to say. I love to hear what you've got to say. You know that. It's important.
Ouch.
Yeah,
no,
no.
What I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can use copper wire in a spiral.
Yeah.
And that will help your growth. And I also use, hang on one second. You're here? Give me one second.
Nubs, I've been looking. Sorry, that's all right. You do your thing. I've been looking at the coil growing, bringing we are energy. Everything is energy and it's conscious. So we are now relearning, and this is ancient, about electric growing. So, you know, it's not to do with their funky plan. It's to do with nature. And nature is electromagnetic consciousness. And so, yes, Nub, I have been reading up on this, by the way. And I'm going to do this now. Oh, by the way, Nubs, I just received my 8-foot copper pyramid today. It cost me a few quid, shall we say, with crystals from
Pyramids
India.
Are super easy to make.
I know, but I have bought one made in India, and it arrived today. And I'm going to construct it in my garden, and all my animals and myself, we're going to sit in that pyramid, and we're going to be all happy and lovely, because I know how energy flows, and I think you do too.
What's happening, folks? Am I still here? I can't hear nothing. Oh, good. We're still here.
Everyone muted themselves.
Everyone,
yeah.
Everyone muted.
Well, I saw some discussion of the synthetic cannabinoids, and somebody was talking about, I think, the Delta 8 or the Delta 10. I do want to point out that while those do appear in the cannabis plant naturally, the ones that you can buy at the gas stations are produced synthetically. But I'm more of a fan of the THCO or the THCP.
Correct. The synthetics do you nothing whatsoever in reality.
Yeah. El Pedro, may I say, I only buy my tea from someone I know locally, and I know exactly how he grows it.
Yep.
No names.
I don't recommend synthetics of any kind. None.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, I like to get fucked up, so they worked for me for that purpose, I must say. But I don't recommend them either. Everybody make your own choices.
I mean, at that point, it's like, you know, for the people who aren't trying to get fucked up, I mean, you could just go with the CBD. But yeah, for people who are, I don't get it. Why not just go for regular, like for Benton? Why not just go for the regular?
Oh, well, because I was in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you know your
prohibited.
Gentlemen, if you know your plant and you know, even if you're not growing it yourself, if you know, depending on what you're going to do with it, if you want to make oils, then you're going to go and have to get the big flat leaves. That is where you make your CBD oil from. You don't make it from the bud. It is from the plant and the stems. It is the plant.
Yeah, CBD by itself is just about worthless, though. The THC is the primary therapeutic benefit of the plant.
Okay,
that can't be debated.
So
that is the primary therapeutic benefit of the plant is the THC.
I'm not debating.
The THC itself is the primary therapeutic benefit of the cannabis plant.
Where are you getting this information, sir?
Okay.
My own personal experience.
No. Gentlemen, please, one moment. You didn't let me finish. The point is,
CBD by
this is
itself
one
is
of the
almost
most...
worthless.
We're not talking about CBD. We're talking about a companion plant. So that plant will give us our house, our clothes, our food, and it helps to grow other food. It also helps to heal. And if you want to get high, you can do that as well. So if you go and learn and research, you will find what I have found, and I'm not the only one.
THC is just the psychoactive portion. That's not true. That's why people claim that something like Rick Simpson oil can cure cancer, and it's something like 65% THC or more typically. So to say that
yes, I know about Rick Simpson.
Just psychoactive,
Rick Simpson is British, darling. I am totally aware. That is not my point. My point is the whole
point of me responding.
No,
to the
it's
comment
the
here.
whole plant. The whole plant.
Of course it is.
Why?
And Rick Simpson said to get the highest THC plant you could get. He said get the bud that has the most THC possible. He said that for a reason. He said you don't want the CBD. You don't want the high CBD flower. You want the high THC flower.
I am not talking just about that. I'm well aware of that. I'm not diminishing what you're saying here. Please.
Yeah, CBD is garbage for what it costs. It's fucking pointless.
I am not talking about that. I get where you're coming from. The plant is our ally. That is why they made it illegal, because every single fiber for clothing or housing can be made from that plant, and it grows profusely.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but you're telling us that the sky is blue. We all know this.
No, not all know this.
Absolutely, we do. There's 58 people watching, and they all know this already. They all already know this.
No, sadly, many don't.
Yes, they do. The 58 people watching are aware.
Well, that's 58 people. That's not
who
all.
We're talking to.
Okay.
They know this. The people who are watching, they don't need to be.
Well,
they don't need to be
really
told this.
Good. But
I know
you're just look. I'm agreeing
I'm pointing
with
out
you
that if they know, there's no reason to tell them again. That's the point I'm making. And anybody that doesn't accept that the THC is the primary therapeutic part of the flower is out of their mind, because it is. That's just reality.
Well, the plant. It's like any of the plants that have been grown. We live in the garden. Everyone's seeking the garden. We are in the garden. Go and look at your plants. You keep spraying them with freaking toxic crap. That is the garden. You're killing all the plants that heal you, that grow your houses, that clothe you, that feed you. That's the point.
Yeah, how do you think I got off of booze?
Right.
Yeah, I ate a bunch of Rick Simpson oil and took a bunch of vape carts for 3 straight weeks, and I got off of booze.
Excellent.
And I was so ill that I literally did not eat anything for 12 of those days, and I almost died.
Were you taking all? Were you on all those supplements too, or not yet?
No, not yet.
No. You can't do everything at once.
So that's a newer thing you're incorporating into your
No, I've been doing all that for months now, like probably 6 months or more.
Oh, that's good.
So,
it's good.
And supplements weren't really something in your repertoire, is what you're saying. It's like a new thing.
No.
Well, that's not true at all. But when somebody's getting drunk all day, every day, there's really no point in supplementation because the body's not going to be able to use it anyway.
Right.
Right. Well, it's going to pee it out. I don't know. I would still think it'd be worth.
No, the liver's too busy processing the alcohol all day.
That's true. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard milk thistle stuff like that.
Any kind of.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well,
I'm on just about anything you could name, Pineal. I'm on just about anything.
I see your apothecary, man.
Any kind of food that has been, any kind of food that's been corrupted. Many of our foods have been corrupted, and we know this. So if you're eating simple food, just simple vegetables, simple meat, nothing that's been processed, then you actually know what you're dealing with. If you're not eating simple food, then you're in that freaking thing. You're being injected without being injected, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, they got the Vexed. Oh, I love that brand, Christos. That brand's great, man. I love every drink from that brand. Yep. I don't even like the word brand, but yeah, that one got spirulina, chlorella.
Absolutely.
I've only had it once or twice. Am I on the money?
Funny,
do the green juicing.
The way it echoes because you don't have a headset.
Oh, damn, my bad. Oh, shout out to Land of Facade. It's been a while.
I never use a headset, ever.
Well, it depends on what you're taking, Gary Baxter. There's a lot. I've sampled a lot of the market recently, so some of it is a bunch of nonsense. Some of it's quite good, I can tell you. Am I still here, or am I the only one talking?
You're here. You're all good. You 5 by 5.
Yeah. Sunlight, though, is probably the best thing I've found.
Great healer.
Mm-hmm.
Great healer.
Yeah. Right after I almost died, I was out this was into last summer. I was out in the summer, out in the sun a lot in the heat of the summer, and it helped quite a bit.
Mm.
But yeah, I really did almost drink myself to death. Came very close.
I think we've all done that.
Possibly. I don't know. I know it's probably more of a thing than what people realize, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
Great conversation, guys and
Thank
girls.
you. Yeah, good stuff. We like it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So what do you think the best source would be for wild foraging tips or wild foraging, like, you know how there's findaspring.com, which is a really good source to find local spring water and springs. What would there be? Does anyone know an equivalent of that for wild foraging? Wild plant foraging?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know about finding your local springs, but you've got to research your local area. You can't rely on other folks. You've got to find it yourself. You've got to walk the path. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I went on a walk the other day. I found I already knew about the tree. It's a friend of mine. It's a neighbor's, but I didn't even pick off any of the mangoes off the tree. I was thinking of what Wiz said about, in the garden, to take from the tree of good and evil, as opposed to take the ones right on the ground. Be grateful, don't be greedy. And I got a couple dozen mangoes off the ground that were perfect, and now they're ripening. They're smelling like ecstasy, and yeah, it's awesome. All free. The best things in life really are.
Yeah, definitely grounding. Golden Resonance Production says grounding. But it's not just grounding. We need to be in touch with all our elements. Elements. We are the elements. That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying, guys.
Indeed. They like you, Monel.
In Lakesh, I love you all. I will always love you.
Did you first hear In Lakesh from Max Egan?
I gotta support some of the chat though.
Yes, it was Max Egan. Yes, was Max Egan. Because that's what we are. I am you, and you are.
Sorry, I'm never quite sure if I'm being audible
Hello.
or not.
What is she watching? Oh,
hey.
Is that her sisters?
Welcome.
I don't care what any cult member is watching.
Lou, you're muted.
Here's my friend who agrees with me.
She's talking to her friends. She's not on a panel. She's just talking to her friends.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I love you, man. Because he knows what I'm talking about.
Where'd Paul go? He
I
left?
don't know. He buggered off. He did.
Is Chriso still here?
Did Paul go live?
No. Don't know. Sorry.
No, not yet.
All right.
Nice one, Lou. Thank you.
That's why I came back up, Benton. I figured the closer we get to Paul going live, the shorter the closeout would be. But I just want to grant some props on the discernment of chat. Like, if Manel is chill and Manel is cool, it's only because of learning through experience with me that maybe she needs to tone down what she pushes on. Because even Benton's wrong. There's very much a difference between THC and CBD. And there's plenty of people that say THC should still be illegal, and they preach CBD for dogs and people, and it is different. It's chemistry.
I didn't say it wasn't different. I said,
and Manel was also correct. Manel was also correct that plant can create car panels, house walls, clothes.
We are ancient.
Yeah, like I said, we all know.
We are ancient, and so is the plant.
But yeah, you take what we know and what's correct, and you feed it on into the bullshit that you'll say.
No, if your dog is sick and you want to heal the dog, give them the THC. That's what
no,
I'm
the CBD is what helps dogs with their arthritis and their hip problems and their function. It's not the THC. The THC is the thing that will encapsulate your inebriation and give you that high. The CBD is the thing with medical
Simply
help.
not true. I don't know anything about dogs.
It's chemistry true.
People,
it
no,
is the way we know about CBD.
You're wrong.
Excuse me. The reason there is a CBD you can buy that doesn't get you high is because it does the thing that people look for it for. You are wrong, Benton.
People are scared to get high, but they'll pop pills.
No, people don't want to get high. They're not scared to get high.
Pills that get them high, but they have a negative association with getting high from cannabis.
I understand you're talking off of your experience and your perception, but
that's how things are in the world, Tommy.
No, that's how things are in your
literally how it is, sir.
That's why I have to. That's why I have to come back up here and re-verify to myself.
In Oklahoma have medical marijuana, but no recreational marijuana. But Missouri was smart enough to just go straight to rec.
Medical marijuana is recreational marijuana. It just requires that concealed carry card. See, this is how you're not
being that they can pretend
you're calling out the concealed carry card of weed.
The doctor gave them the card so they can pretend like it's medicine. Meanwhile, most of them just want to get fucked up.
Exactly.
Fine,
that's how Colorado started, and because we were
fine.
Because Colorado
had medical
able
first
with
and
that.
then went rec.
That's what I'm saying, Benton. That's why I'm telling you there's no difference.
Missouri went straight to wreck and skipped the medical system, which is what states like
because
Arkansas
Colorado already displayed that responsibility.
Stigma around getting high. People are resistant to the stigma around getting high, but if a doctor gives them opiates, they have no problem getting high off of the opiates, but they have a negative association, people like my father, because they're guilted and shamed into let's not get high. And if somebody has cancer, give them the Rick Simpson oil, and Rick Simpson said we want the highest THC possible, and nothing you say, Tommy, can change that. This is how I can show when I'm wrong. Benefit of the flower, Tommy. No,
are you going to let me say why I'm wrong?
You can say whatever you want. That's the truth, what I just said.
And the truth of why I'm wrong and why I'm... Okay, nobody's even going to let me say when I'm wrong.
That's a big brother. Lou! Wow. Oh, my God. That's a grub.
It's a grub.
Yes,
it's
the rare creature, the extinct creature that is
it's
the grub.
wriggling. Look, it's going, let me out your fingers. It's conscious.
Mark Basket.
The children that have very bad epilepsy.
You see why this chick and this dude are not what
they're
the chat
giving
says
them
they are.
CBD oil. They're giving them the full shot of THC oil.
No, they're
That's
not.
what they're doing. Yes, they are.
But the way I'm
ones
wrong,
that have
Benton,
the most severe forms, absolutely they are.
Yes.
The way I'm wrong
for
is
a severe illness, they're going
they wait
straight
for
the
me
high
to talk
THC.
and chime back in. You even have God mod powers, and you're still waiting for me to talk and chiming in.
Oh, I'll talk anytime I want on this channel. It's got my name on it. You don't like it, turn off your station, Tommy.
That's what I'm here to determine. I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not. I thought I liked it.
I'm with the plot, man.
You might not like it. I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do, Tommy.
I know, because you won't let me say what I'm trying to do.
Tommy, you came on here and yelled with unslaved for an hour straight. If I got something to say, I'm going to say it. If you don't want to be here for that, click the button.
I had to yell. I had to yell because I thought you were going to facilitate that.
You don't have to do anything.
When has that not been my line? It's our responsibility to properly do what we want to do. And I came up here thinking that the chat, that the panel was, oh my God, I know.
Do you really think that we want to hear you and Paul yell at each other for an hour and a half?
Do you really think you didn't have the... Do you really think that you didn't have the responsibility to monitor and regulate that as the host God mod?
Well, that's what I did, which is, by the way,
no, it's what you didn't do. You just backed him. You ran
your
a pick
opinion, Tommy. I've
let it's very obvious what you did.
Interrupted multiple times here. I'm over it.
You didn't fish tank Paul for me.
Over it, Tommy.
Yeah, you're over it.
Personally, that are not personal.
Okay, so when I showed up, when I first got here,
once you annoy me, I'm no longer concerned with how you're viewing if you're being singled out or not.
Right, and what you're annoyed by is the difference between am I supporting you against CBO or saying you're the same as Paul?
I don't need anybody to support me.
It's the discernment.
I'm a one-man army. I don't need or want your support against anybody.
A one-man army doesn't stop his... You wouldn't stop your panel for Paul's startup if you were a one-man army. You contradicting.
That's my choice, sir. I'm free to do that.
It's your choice. You're free to be a hypocrite. You're free to choose
to behave in a way that's consistent with what Tommy thinks I should behave as. That's
I'm not talking about what Tommy talks. I'm talking about the rules we do not write.
Tommy.
I'm talking about the rules we do not write. Shout to Carl. Shout to Yella.
Not interested, Tommy. Don't care. The audience will decide.
Who you are is
when they stop fucking with me is how I know I'm on the
brother.
wrong track, Tommy.
I don't reach
when
out
these
for
people
Paul. I reach out for
fucking with me. Tommy, who are you, by the way? Who is you?
I'm nobody.
Exactly. So start acting like it. Know your place, Tommy. Know
I'm
your
acting
role.
Like
know your role, like Tommy.
I'm acting like the biblical drunk who is nobody, and God says, I got work for that dude.
That's nice, Tommy. Who cares?
You're so respectful, man. I've got so much respect for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Manel is going where she can play her game because Carl and Yella see through it. And I tried to tell
people can
Manel
see through or not see through whatever they want.
I don't have a game.
It's completely fine.
Yeah, you do. Because at least cult member number 3, At least cult member number 3 came around to taking that Christian picture off, because that was the hypocrisy of cult member number 3. Now he can full lean into cult member. You can't have that cross picture helping a man.
Oh, and speaking of people who have annoyed me regularly or recently, we have Cecil Drake. Although I think he's frozen. Try again, Cecil, because you're frozen. Wait a minute, maybe he's unfrozen. You're garbled, sir.
Manel has a game.
Try again.
You said you're new, and you're right.
Try again.
Manel was part of 4 women who demanded that their safe space be Dirty Larry's channel. I obliged. I left.
I never demand anything.
Me when I do not run.
Lies. Total lies.
Well, you didn't pursue me when I did not run, but it was your sister around the cauldron without Paul's on behalf that came to Lauren to try and sell me out as a pedo. That was the toothless witch.
No, you're making shit up.
Bubble, toil and trouble, tooth loss, lost, but meth guy, full mouth of teeth. Like, you guys will sit here and let a guy that's already been berated for sitting on his ass in a trailer, you'll let him tell you you need to be in a field working, like Lou. And this is the Lou that I get along with. Lou used to be a general of that unslaved, and now me and Lou are cool. And any of you can make the phonetic sounds to do that, just like Christos. I hope Christos didn't leave because I showed up, because Christos has to deal with the fact that he is my friend. Even whenever we were at our lowest now, I will always grip Christos' hand as tight as I can if I find him over the edge
would
of
be
that
flat
cliff.
by next week. Lou is a worker, has got a great family, and I respect him.
So you're bringing family having into it when women I respect have sat down on a Denver City bus and had an old lady say, "Oh, no kids yet?" And I got the pleasure to sit behind them or in front of them, wherever I was, and I listened to that young girl painstakingly walk that old woman through the dismal story of why she will never have a family and never have kids. And you talk about that too, Manel. You talk about how men use their testosterone to wrong you against their will. And my testosterone required drugs for that attempt, and I still narrowly evaded it. Yes, cult member, you are missing an R, but I'm trying to be that to anyone who sees it.
You're hilarious, Tommy. You're not an orb.
Because Carl has the R in preach, because he could have said peach and say, yeah, I like those sometimes. I can eat those for hours. Like the classic Jack Nicholson. I'm not forcing anybody to anything, but I'm saying if you'll subject yourself to me, this is what it is. And Mr.
Hey,
McGee,
I'm out. I gotta go grab a bite to eat.
McGee, I have no idea,
don't
mate.
make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'm surprised
Tommy,
Wiz didn't leave when
you
Paul
don't
left.
scare us, mate. You don't scare us.
I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm not scary, but my father is. People claim to fear him.
You want to meet my father, then?
And the witches laugh. The warlocks and the witches laugh at my words. Like they'll laugh till the day they see their fiery abyss open before them. Make me the woman in the grocery store from the myth. That was kind of my mom, though. I don't really walk her thing.
You are starting to sound a little bit like a woman, though. You must admit, Tommy. Come on.
God. And you'll admit it, too. Like, Carl's got you called out on your British context. Like, you think the things you do because you're there.
I'm not British.
To Henry.
I'm Metaversal.
Well, I gave you the chance to straighten me out on that, and since you didn't, I'm going to use it wrong, self-admittedly.
You gave me the chance.
Well, yeah, and Benton derailed it, but it's his channel when it's not Paul's. I walk in truth. Have I said any lies? And it's not
yours either.
I didn't derail anything. I sit here not talking most of the time. If I want to talk, I'm going to fucking talk. And if it derails something, it derails something.
Paul, you back Paul. And if you need me to take up time when you're quiet, you use me for that. Provo's right. I see Provo where, like, I'll call Provo out for things that on the flip side, I see he's making his Provo angle. Guys, I do this everywhere. As long as you give me the chance to talk, this is just what happens because it's not me. But I mean, even if Benton tries to deny
who are
chemistry,
you? If it's not you, who are you?
I've been saying that, and you've been here for it. I'm nobody, but I'm speaking for the all I am.
You're
like,
not
I
speaking
dare
for
not.
me. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not speaking for me.
Then why are you trying to speak for everyone when I was backstage and you're trying to say the beauty of motion?
No, darling.
This reminds me why I came up.
Wasn't. I was quiet. You're lying.
She's womaning me. She's womaning me. I wanted to compliment what you said and what you missed.
I am a woman.
When you were watching those
you can
skaters,
compliment.
she's going to talk over me. Okay, first off, is Peniel still here? Because he's asking for information as the guy that only uses his channel to replay YouTube channels. All that microgreens information is right here for him to replay on his channel, much less ask Nubs. And Nubs, me and Nubs are kind of similar, and we both
I have before, Tommy.
Me and Nubs are both similar that we went to college for things that neither of us are doing for income.
To join the panel.
Carl the Zionist wants to say,
I got you.
you think he's one of those Isle of Man types who think they're Celtic in shit oracle. Well, no, I'm not.
To be him. He's free to do that because we see
I'm
eye to eye
actually
on
of the Germanic. I'm of the Germanic. I'm of the Huguenot. And I'm also of the Eastern. Well, that's where I am from. So I am of this soil, every piece of land.
I'm in it, but I'm not of it.
My world, no, I'm not in it. I am of it. And when we realize that we are aspects of this beautiful place that we all inhabit. No, it's not a witch.
Well, you're playing the word magic, and I'm defending against the word magic.
I'm not.
You just explained
I'm
it.
like Lou. I just like to be in connection with nature, all the creatures. You know, we're all here for a reason. Even the things that bite you.
See, Coral, do you see how I am saying her words are true, my words are true, but it's confusing to everyone listening? That's the test. That's
right. We're all speaking the
so
same.
Above, so below.
Exactly.
Well, then go on, witch, do your thing, and I will thwart you and your warlock.
I'm not a witch. I'm nature, and you are nature.
You
and
are,
nature
you are of this. You're not in it. You're of it.
You are of this. Realize you're of
toil
this.
and trouble. Drop a grub
We are
into
all
the brew.
going to. Our vehicles
You are
will
German,
melt.
not of Jew.
Our vessels will melt
Not me.
into the nature. Yes, it will. It will melt
I talk
into
about
nature.
the I am and the all. You talk about the defiance that will burn.
No,
you're defiant as a
not at
female.
all.
You're defiant
Not
as
be
a
listening.
spirit.
You did not listen.
I listen all the time, whether I'm on the panel or not. It's all I do. It's how I discern. You have to listen.
Tommy, you never listen. All you do is talk. Blah, blah.
I just listen to you. And if you'd shut up, I'd talk and tell you how you're right and I'm right. And you're my enemy. You're only quiet because you're not going to confirm you'll let me talk. You're like Paul.
You are my nothing.
There it is. There
Tommy.
it is.
Tommy.
I'm your enemy, Manel.
Tommy, darling. You are my
Manel,
nothing.
when I got here, you were relating
No, you're
to me.
nothing.
You're my enemy. We can rewind this stream back to when I showed up.
Do you know what enemy means?
I know.
Do you know what enemy
you're my enemy
means?
right now?
Do you know the word you use?
Do you? Because that's what I'm coming at you on. I just said I'm coming at you on the words you use and the words I use.
Yes, I know. Because the language we are using.
That London McLovin is the one that showed I very much know the words I use. I encourage everyone to say.
We'll just let you speak, huh? You just want to hear your own voice.
Benton, do you want to hear the first comments on
That's mom's strategy that I want to hear my own voice. I've used that, Manel. I've said, why doesn't everyone want to hear me nut to hearing myself? It's sarcasm.
He just popped on 5 minutes ago, so you could probably rewind it and throw it in double speed. But
dude,
you know,
you've
if
been
you want to pull
much longer than 5 minutes, Peniel.
Who?
You've been
Paul
off
went
of
live?
your background longer than 5 minutes.
True.
All right, we're wrapping up.
Confused, traumatized
I dropped a link
children.
for knowledge, but I don't know.
If
okay, I didn't know he was live, so we're gonna wrap
Peniel
up.
talk. I want to hear about Peniel's dad.
Hey, we're wrapping, Tommy.
Thank you, Benton.
You can do
Yeah.
that.
Hey, yeah,
Tommy.
thanks for being here, Monel. Appreciate it.
This is the wrap up, Benton.
I'm not leaving. I'm listening.
Okay, well, Benton,
cool.
I've sat here through hours of you running picks for Paul, and you don't get the wrap up because I'm not sure you're my brother. Thanks for waiting around for it, but the wrap up's only getting closer to who you shouldn't be wrapping up for. I'll be reaching out again, Benton, because I care. But those who are going to get anything out of any of this, it's not going to be based on Paul's approval or your approval. And the fact my channel won't have a panel is because they're really right. I can only give my message where someone has the chance to silence me as a work of shaitan. But some people are coming around, and I recognize them. See y'all next time.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good day. All right, everybody. That's it. Thanks for being here. I'm going to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, go check out Mr. Unslaved if you're so inclined. I'll be over there. Probably not on the panel, but I got stuff to do, but I'll be tuning in. See you fine folks next time. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Bless you. Bye.